Well, here's the frame after I got it done. It's all glued up, all dry. And we'll look at it after I take off the tape and maybe sand it a little bit. And here's the remainder of some of the glue. And I'll get that off with my chisel. Okay, well, here we are. And I've got some of the tape off. I'm going to show you one corner about how I'm going to get the glue off of it. Well, most of it I've got off, but you got to get in here in the corner and work on that. I'm not so concerned about the back because this area is going to be covered. This is the back of it with the rabbit, and this area is going to be covered with glass and the picture and plywood. So I'm not real concerned about it. So you got to take your chisel. I use a 1/2 inch, but you can use whatever size you want. This is just a Stanley chisel. Go in here like this and take the bevel. The bevel goes down. This is the bevel, this side right here. Bevel down. Get rid of all that glue. Then if you want to take your chisel, make sure that when you're chiseling that you have your hand away from where you're chiseling. Don't put it up here like this. Obviously, you're going to get your hand in there. So just sort of scrape it off. It's got some high spots on it, and I suppose it isn't perfect. Want some of my chips that I'm taking off of there, get them out of there. Alright, well, let's do a little bit more here. See, I got my hand way over here, not where I'm working. No doubt I've had a lot of hand injuries over the years. I've been doing this stuff since about 86, 87. So, you learn. I've especially been making cabinets and furniture and all kinds of stuff since about 87. Alright. Okay, I'll show you how to do one of these corners with a belt sander. I've got this belt sander set up with a 80 grit belt. I covered that in one of my previous videos. And make sure that when you're sanding this, I just had this frame here shoot off over to the side because I didn't plan on where the stop was. I've got a stop back here to stop this from shooting clear across the room. Alright, so you take your belt sander, go like this. First, make sure your cord's out of the way. I don't know if you can see that circular motion, but that's how I do it. And I've got a vise here, and I've got two dowels holding this piece right here. And I have a provision for the two dowels. So I just place those dowels in there and then put that board in there where the dowels are at. Again, make sure your cord's out of the way. Make sure you can see it a little bit. You can sort of see some of the circular motion I'm using to clean this off here. Alright, I'll just show you one of these joints. There it is. And looks good to me. And I'll probably sand it right here and on the back. Okay, here's my setup for my frames, how I'm going to sand them. I got my vise right here. And I've got my frame clamped in the vise. So this is how it goes. Make sure that when you sand, you don't tip it over one way or another. So I put it on there and make sure that it's firmly on there and then start sanding. And it produces a real nice surface. That's the way I do it. Just put it in there like this. Make sure that it's fairly level. Make sure that it's clamped down tight. Make sure it's not going to rock or fall out while you're sanding.